Hello, everyone. Today we have a full-length stream planned. I have two topics I want to talk about, and then I'm going to go to my normal section where I draw something randomly created. But first off, I want to talk to you about what is going on down in the corner here. So obviously, if you watched Wednesday, you will know that I made a push towards a more deep learning AI, and so that is what you're seeing down in the corner. Now you will see that the generation is at what, 171. This is something significant because the current best score is around, I believe it was either 34,000 or 340,000, but it was those digits. And what I found going back and looking at the previous projects is that the score for the current best program of this step or of this change to the AI is several magnitudes less than the score of even the AI I had running on stream during the Saturday streams previously. And that running of the AI only went to generation, I want to say 35 ish. And so you can see that since this one's at 170, I've been running this one constantly, but that doesn't really change the overall outcome. I've been running this one constantly in the off time between last Wednesday and now, and it has not made much progress. And I want to talk about why that might be happening. So I'll pull up a paint window here, and now you can see the little messages that are popping up there on the side. So as I described before, I've made this so that I made the AI so that you have these inputs. Let's just say there was four, and just for simplicity's sake, so you have these inputs, and it would do a bunch of checks, and it would get an output, and it would say do A, B, or C, or something like that. This is really simplifying it, but so the normal thing would just check to see maybe there could be a condition that this one did something, and if it did one thing, it would go to A, and if it did another thing, it would go to B, and then there could be a couple different of these cases, and then so this is the general picture that we get of a neural network of sorts, and so I'm just gonna make it simplistic. So the difference the difference between what this was the previous one. So now I'm going to draw what the new AI looks like. So we have our one, that's a three, so two, four. So now let me just make that better. Now we have our inputs, we have our outputs, and so what was different is now the AI can make new inputs. So it would, let's just make one for example. It could make an input that is 1 plus 3. So then what happens is when it makes these combinations, there could be some decision that's being made off of this one variable, this combination variable down here. And so every time that the AI mutates, it could use this variable as opposed to a single variable. Now, what I did was I made it so that these variables are now just like any other input. So the next time that the AI mutates, the AI could choose to use this variable as one part of the combination. But the problem with this is that then you get things that are like 1 divided by 3 plus 2 times 4 minus 3, and it ends up being this whole equation that, hey, maybe if it perfectly went out, it would be something important. But the problem is that what happened was 99.999% of these huge equations were just completely irrelevant. And what would happen is when the AI would go to mutate, there's a evenly distributed random chance of each individual input, so each individual input being chosen, which includes these new formulas that it's making that are combinations of the variables. So what's happening is that the important ones, where there may be some combinations, maybe 1 minus 2 is a significant combination that could be used for some sort of sensor. These good combinations are being completely watered down by these large combinations that are completely insignificant. So, and I can see that some of the stuff's getting cut off on the bottom, but I think I've explained well. So what I'm thinking of doing is making it so there's a trial period with these new variables so that the AI can only keep the variable if that variable causes an improvement. So what I'm thinking is working it so that let me just clear the slate here. Working it so that it will go through the process and then it'll mutate and it will split off and make this new variable, and so it'll get this new variable. Let's say it is our variable 1 plus 3. So now we have this new variable, but it's not going to be added back into the list yet. It is not going to be added back into the list yet. It's going to have to go through the cycle, and if the if improvement that's the whole word there, but it got cut off. If there's an improvement, then it will be added to the list. So what this will do is it will take out these crazy formulas that aren't doing any help. Now, this does limit the AI somewhat because, like I was saying, there are ways that the AI could build something like a variable to the 4th power or something like that, but it would have to go through and say, okay, 1 times 1, and then it would take that and it would put it here and say times 1, and then it would take this and it would put it here and it would say times 1. So now the new variable is 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. And so now you have this whole variable. So it could end up that these variables are unsuccessful, but this 4th one would be. So this is something I'm playing around with. There might be a way to weight the probability of using one variable over another, but I think that at least for a short step to an improvement, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have this check system and this trial period to improve the system. So that's generally what has gone on with the AI. In other random news, I made a Facebook page, and I would believe that some people are coming to watch the stream from there. But if you have not seen it, that Facebook page is Jono Explains Things with no spaces. So you can go check that out and like that, because I'm gonna be, I have the Twitter page, I have the Facebook page, and I also have the Tumblr page. The Tumblr page is specifically for the comic though, so you won't be seeing any updates on the stream on there. But if you want to stay in the loop and Facebook is your main use, I have made the Facebook page, so you can go hook up on there. Also, the easiest thing is just to subscribe on YouTube if you have a channel. So then you'll be seeing all of the videos. Even if you miss them, they will be posted onto YouTube afterwards. So that's the general update. I'm going to play a short ad, and then we'll get into our first topic of the day, which I believe I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about some sports topics first. So I will be right back.